An album a day is my exploration into the Korean music scene. This podcast will cover mainstream, indie, and some underground artists within the scene and provide both factual and opinionated commentary. The biggest benefit to sharing my thoughts this way is that it will hopefully expose you to more great music and exploration of your own.
You know, there is just something to be said about Taurus energy. Now, I know everyone who's listening to this is not into the astrology. That's perfectly fine. But me being born on May 1st, it's something that definitely appeals to me. And when it comes to this K-idol group, this boy group that debuted during the calendar time of Taurus, I got to tilt my hat off to them because one thing about us is we are definitely determined. Now, I know some of you out there who are familiar with us, you just like to say it's stubborn, but that's not the word we choose. We get grounded in whatever it is that we're pursuing and we keep going until it's accomplished. And for Monsta X, these gentlemen have done something that no male K-idol group, let me emphasize, group, has done before them. They've made history in 2020. Let's get into it.
You're tuned into an album a day. Show, start.
Okay, I know you're like, where have you been? So I made a post on social media letting everybody know where I've been. No, we're still in season 2. I had not taken an intentional break, that's for certain. Basically what went on is I started a new job and the new job had a lot of changes in its schedule. So I had to kind of just roll with it. But we're going to get back to 4 Men beginning in the next episode. But this special episode had to happen. It absolutely had to happen. You have both K-pop specific and general pop culture publications, print and digital, buzzing ever since February 14th, Valentine's Day. Time saying the 5 best songs of the week from Billie Eilish to Monsta X. The Korea Herald, Monsta X starts U.S. promotion of new all-English album, All About Love. BuzzFeed, Billboard, Newsweek, Metro, like the buzz is insane. It's insane and rightfully so. Because what's been done by this boy band is the release of the first ever all English album. Now, you know, okay, Bahram you for being like, whatever, it's in English. Yes, the gentlemen do albums in Japanese. They're not the first group. They're not the first artists to do it. You've had artists do, collaborative projects and whatnot with the Spanish speaking community and artists, Japanese community and artists. And they dabble in English quite a bit. Just listening to songs in general in K-pop, you're going to have an integration of the two languages because that's a reflection of the community and the language acquisition and uses in South Korea. English is everywhere. It's on almost, I'm even pushing it, saying almost, it's on the majority of public access documentation, street signs and whatnot. This is not to take away from the fact that Hangul is the official written language and Korean is the official spoken language of Daehanminguk. Like, it's not taken away from that. I want to just really stress the fact that speaking English, being able to comprehend it, being able to sing in it when it's not your native language, that's not something new. So I'm not trying to pump this up as like, oh man, like never before done, not ever, never, not ever, never. They've been releasing albums for years. And there's been a sprinkling of English in everything, much the same with other K-idol acts. However, let me be certain to let you know that what they have done is historical, undeniably so. They've released an album with about 11 tracks on it. Technically, let's be a little bit more specific. It's 10, but you got some remixes. And if you're streaming this, if you're doing it on streaming platforms, you get not only just this, but you get a dabble of some of the songs from their other albums as well in the past. But there's not just a piece, not even a little sprinkle, not a gentle touch of any Korean language usage whatsoever. This is a full-fledged, we have sang, harmonized, rapped, articulated in English, and you gonna love it. You gonna take it, and you gonna make a Monsta X sandwich out of it. I don't know how Mum Babies have not spontaneously combusted around the globe in awe and in celebration of their boys. This is a huge, huge, huge triumph. This is massive. So I had to make a special episode about it. There's going to be several months, if not several years, my goodness, Lord willing, before we even reach Monsta X officially on this show. But at the time of this publication of an episode, they have released 5 studio albums, 7 extended plays. They even reissued one. Let me clarify. They've reissued one of their studio albums. Studio albums? Is that a new word? Studio albums. They've done 7 EPs. They've had 25 singles. They debuted May 14th, 2015, and have relentlessly gone after developing their own space, their own area of demand and pull on the Western market. And they have the United States all up and under their arm like a headlock. It's really exciting. It's really exciting to see. We're not going to sit here and talk about transitions between eras in their past, nor are we going to talk about the things concerning members. It's hard not to, but we're focusing on the historic capacity of this particular album. So prior to this, they had Take Two, We Are Here that came out in February 2019. And then they did a Japanese album as well, Phenomenon, which was in August 21st of last year. We don't talk about Japanese albums. And I mean, up until this point, we had no reason to talk about any English projects. There have been other groups that have done albums and soloists that have done albums in English. So again, like I said earlier, this is not something that's just absolutely new, but it is new all at the same time. It's like a yeah, no, but yeah, really. So All About Love dropped on February 14th, Valentine's Day, and it was released on Epic. Now, being clear, they are on Starship Entertainment. That is their Korean label. That's their home. That's where everything is held down. However, this particular project was released on Epic Records, which means if you're releasing something under the parent company Sony Music Entertainment or Sony BMG Entertainment, if you want to be a little bit backhand. Like it used to be Columbia. Now I'm giving y'all history you didn't ask for. It used to be Columbia Records. You remember, maybe some of you who are listening, we used to get, something in the mail where you could order cassettes or ordered CDs and have them sent to your home, and it was from Columbia. Well, that was between the 50s to the mid 80s because I distinctly remember it. And then you had Sony BMG Music, and then it turned into Sony Music Entertainment. And that's been its name since 2008 specifically. There's been some little jump in times and whatnot, but we're not here to aggressively pick that apart. Basically, it's got Sony as its mama and daddy, okay? But being the focus, with it being the United States, then that means that they're going to cater to US audiences. So this was focused, this was intentional, and it's dope. It works really, really well. So they did their distribution and promotion and marketing through this, which also meant that there was some pop-up events and things that happened in New York as well as in Los Angeles. And I'm certain you can find on social media, if you look for Monsta X All About Love, LUV, or you look for a hashtag with them, you'll be able to see images and or videos that reflect the experience. I listened to this whole album while I was exercising. That means it had to just ride. I didn't have the time to just stop it, skip things, go back and replay. I just had to let it go. And it is definitely a male pop album. That part is not deniable. It's K-pop. Idol groups make the popular sounding songs. That means the production choices are going to reflect that. There's not a lot of redundancy. There's a very huge interest in just hearing them use English. Like I can't get over it. They did a whole breakdown of their purpose and their interpretation of their songs and whatnot that you can look at on Billboard. You can also find on People Magazine's YouTube channel. There's a little bit of a video that you can watch and dive into that and explore more of them talking about this album. So again, like I said, you got a long album. You got a lot of play of this. You have features from artists like Pitbull. I can't get over that. You have Pitbull, you have French Montana on one track. Who Do You Love is something that fans are already familiar with. They released the song Love You, which was well received by quite a few people. Some had some context complaints about it. It's a little misogynistic to an extent. Like, I don't really want to, I want to love you, but I can't say the word I really want to say because they will play it on the radio. I think it's interestingly tongue in cheek. But now that we have a full project, now that we have a whole album, I get why that song was released and Who Do You Love was released and all of that. You're going through the whole essence of a relationship. I dig it. Now, when I create music as a music producer, when I do things under the moniker Miss Blink, a lot of the things that I aspire towards is creating projects, creating musical stories. I don't necessarily have to utilize lyrics, but there should be something that is interpreted, a narrative that the listener can create on their own. And with this, they give you, I'm looking at you, you looking at me, this other guy over here, like, you going out on dates with both of us. Who do you love? Like, who you about to pick? Well, now we kind of messing around and whatnot, and I think I love you, but I really want to say something else, but since I'm a big deal star, I ain't gonna play that word on the radio. And then I'm seeing that even though I thought things were going good with us, you really don't want nothing to do with me, so you go into this next song called Happy Without Me. And then you see that she or he, if you want to use it for whatever your preferred pronouns and gender that you are attracted to, this person is doing fine without you. But then all of a sudden y'all kind of kick it again, so you go into song number 4, Got My Number. If stuff ain't really working with who you over there talking to, like, best believe you got my number. You can send a text, you can send a cacao, you can give me a call. And then you get into Someone, which is the 5th track, Middle of the Night. She's the One, You Can't Hold My Heart, Misbehave, Beside You. You go through the whole spans of a relationship. And that's why it's called All About Love. It's a great concept. It's wonderful. I really, really dig it. And everything flows together well. The gentlemen are expressing the same level of emotional dexterity, if you will, that you anticipate from their albums when they do it in their native tongue. It's just a good project. It has a little bit of an age on it. It is younger than I am, but it still works. I can appreciate the project for being what it is, all about the aspects of love from the eyes of a youthful person. These are gentlemen in their 20s. So love when you're still actively out there in the world dating and things, which is something that they can't outwardly do. That's the other thing that makes this so good. Yes, I know it has things to do with those who assisted with writing and the composition and things of that sort, but it's still relevant for their age. It's still relevant for the time. It's still relevant for those type of experiences they will have. And the project works. Even if it's not something that I have immediate emotions to attach to with it, I remember. I remember those feelings. I remember those moments of vagueness and things. And it's great to be able to reminisce about my American experience with a group of Korean gentlemen. And even though there's currently 5, as one is taking time away and one is still being fought for by Monsta X's fans, this project just feels OT7 all through and through. And that's impressive. So K-pop fans, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being essential listening and 1 not worth mentioning, the A3Day rating on this amazing project is a 5. I'm excited to share that. I'm excited to announce that. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but this is essential listening. This is the most massive shift that has occurred in the scene for idols since BTS blew up. Y'all know I say BTS is BTS. Big Bang was a moment. Wonder Girls was a moment because they went on tour with artists who are American artists and performed all of their songs in English. Red Velvet has done it. Girls' Generation has done it. Like, this is not the first. Tiara, this is not the first. It's not the first, but this is also the first at the same time. Like, you just gotta take it for the way I'm trying to explain it, but you most certainly need to listen to it. This was an incredible thing to come into 2020 with. And I look forward to hearing your feedback with tweets and messages on Instagram or my Facebook page. It's really interesting. I know some of you have kind of mentioned, like, why isn't there a following just for this? But I'm already stretched all over the place anyway. So I think it's best that we keep the dialogue in the ways that we do, because those who don't listen to podcasts, who that's not their cup of tea, they can still see the conversations and still engage if they so choose. So I'm pleased to do this. It was a good transition for me to have something that was upbeat and youthful, had some energy to it, just for me to get back on up and dive into 4 men and just hurt myself. So I appreciate Monsta X's fan base for allowing me to do this. Not that I needed y'all permission. You know I do what I want. But it's just nice to have that support from the Moon Babies. So very, very big hugs and loves to all of you. And of course, I got a spot in my heart for Shonu, because Shonu was an original GOT7, just crossing over that Got X love, that Monster 7 vibe. I'm with y'all. I really am. And shout out to all of the Tauruses out there, because these gentlemen exuded every fiber of what we bring to the table. Bye, y'all.
Your favorite foreign Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z. There are sponsored ads and social media hashtags, but this show is truly supported by the efforts of my Migualas, the most amazing fan base a little entertainer could ever have. Special shout out to my Patreon patrons, the student body, and the scholars who keep my vision of becoming your favorite Korean music historian exploring all the industry from A to Z a real thing. If you're interested in supporting the growth of this podcast and supporting content, please visit patreon.com/multifacetedacg. And for as little as $1 a month, you can get in on the magic too. Interested in continuing your support at the free $99 price? I love you for it. You can still engage with the show when you retweet, repost, and share the show and use hashtag A3, and the word DAY. You can also tag MULTIFACETEDACG to get my attention. And if you're listening to this podcast on a platform other than Anchor.fm, please leave a few stars or a review to keep things growing in the right direction.